My name is Michael Taiwo. I remain your tutor on introductory course of SPSS. This is DATALOG Educational Consult, bringing the ICT knowledge to your doorsteps. This is session 2 of the introductory course. And in this, we look at file management, descriptive statistics, editing, and modifying of data. Now, in this session, we'll be looking at the end, the student should be able to save a file on SPSS and to back up his data and to also retrieve his or her data. The first thing is saving an SPSS for Windows. Now, when you want to save SPSS on your Windows, there are no different way of saving it than the way you have been saving it in other software. You can use a shortcut that is generally used, which is Ctrl S, and you can also navigate to save by going to File. Let us try and save a document in our SPSS. Now, to save this document, we go to File, we click on File. We have two options of save. We have Save All Data, Save, and Save As. We are saving for the first time, so we click on Save. Then you have this wizard interface. You have this interface coming up, showing you which folder you want to save your document in. Up there you have look in. That where do you want to save in your data? Here you have up one level, create new folder. Create new folder. That is, if you want to create a new folder inside this document, you had a folder here. Let's say I want to create a new folder. I want to call it exercise SPSS. I just create a new folder, then I double click on this folder, then I call this exercise 1, then I save exercise 1, then I save. That is saving on SPSS. That is saving on SPSS. So we've done how to save our files on SPSS. Now, backing up your data. It is good practice to save data on different disks and also several names as data entry progresses, e.g. my data 1, my data 2. To make a backup copy of your data, repeat the save data as procedure. The other ways that we save that, I know it presented us with two options. The first option is save if you are saving for the first time. The second option is save as. The second option is save as if you want to save your data in several names or in several folders for backing up of your data. Now, the second one is retrieving data files. Retrieving data files. That is the data you have been saved to retrieve that type of data to work with. Retrieving data. The data we'll be retrieving that we'll be using as a sample to retrieve data is the folder that you have access to. There's a folder that will send a link to you through our YouTube or through one of our instructors. The data called Foundry, that is the data that will be retrieving. You know where you put your Foundry exercise files, and if you don't have access to Foundry, there should be other documents you will have access to on SPSS that you can open. Let's go and retrieve our Foundry data type. We go to our window, SPSS window, we click on File, Open. What do you want to open? That is what this is all about. Do you want to open a syntax, output, script, internet data? We want to open a data, so we click on data. Now, this is the last folder that I saved. That is why you are seeing this exercise SPSS here. But this is not where I put my Foundry. So I click on this drop down to see more. I go up. My folder is inside documents. Then I save my Foundry inside introduction Introduction to SPSS slide. You see this, then this is my foundry. I click on this and I open. It's loading. This is my foundry data. This is the full data set. This is my foundry data. So this is how to retrieve data. Let's continue. Now for the next stage, we have retrieved the data file foundry.sav, which contains the fully labeled data set you saved earlier to your desktop. And to open that data, we said you go to File, Open, and you click on Data. Then the first step in data analysis is to generate a descriptive statistic. This will give us a feel for the data. It will also help identify any inconsistency that may be in data. This is sometimes called data cleaning. Techniques that are commonly used to do this includes frequency analysis, descriptive statistics, cross tabulation, and plots. Carrying out a frequency analysis on variable is the first step when checking for data errors. Click on Analyze and choose the Descriptive Statistics option, and then choose Frequencies. Move the variables of interest into the variable box on the right-hand side, and then click Statistics to select some summary statistics such as range, maximum, minimum, mean, and median, which will help you look for errors. The following screen will appear. Under your analysis here, you click Analysis, Descriptive Statistics, you click on Frequency, then you have this displaying. You have one at the left hand side, you have another one at the right hand side. When you log in any data you want to use into this variable view, this is what you will expect in another window called Output window. Let us generate a frequency table for our exposure group. You click on Analyze, you stay at Descriptive Statistics, you click Frequency. You see all your data are on this left hand side. Anyone that you want to generate a frequency for, you click on it and you click on this straight arrow. Okay, you see when you bring this in, this arrow change direction because this is highlighted. So you want to know, maybe do you want to take it back because this exposure group is highlighted here. You see the arrow has changed again. This is what you click that will determine where the arrow will face. If you click anything here, the arrow will face this right hand side. If you click this right hand side, the arrow will face left hand side. So we press OK for frequency table. Immediately it takes us to an output window. This is our output window. This is where all the results of your analysis will be displayed. Here you have your exposure group. Then you have the frequency for unexposed and exposed to dust. You have 63, you have 73, you have 46.3 unexposed, you have 3.7 exposure to dust. To return to the data editor, you click on Window and take the data editor option from the list. With the frequency table, you can have a list of summary statistics as well. You can click Analyze, Descriptive Statistics, and Frequency. You press Reset and then bring the variable say HT to the variables window. Click on Statistics option and select the Summary Statistics and select Summary Statistics. Click Continue and OK button. Now let's do that. Analyze, Descriptive, Frequency. You click Reset. Then we want to put our height, HC, height in centimeter. You click on Statistics. You see that These are our statistics. You want to have all of them log in. You want to see mean. You want to see skewness. So it's got to see on standard deviation. You want to see minimum and maximum. Then press continue. The other options here. So here we press OK. Now we have our frequency, and here we have our statistics. Here you have your statistics. Now you have IT in centimeter, having mean, median, mode, standard deviation, skewness, kurtosis, standard error of kurtosis. This is the frequency table showing the height and the number of occurrence, which is frequency, and its percentages. Now, once the OK button is pressed, the results are automatically produced in an output window. If the screen does not appear, then the output window may already exist, but is located in the background. All the results including can be copied into word processing document by clicking on the table and performing a standard copy and paste procedure. So which means that you can take your data into Microsoft Word for processing, so that you'll be able to make necessary interpretation and inference on your table. Exercise for you. Using the frequency option, find out what proportion of the foundry workers were exposed to dust, what proportion had ever suffered from bronchitis, what proportion had ever smoked, what proportion smoke more than 40 cigarettes per day. Do the exercise and come back to the video. You are welcome back. Descriptives. The descriptive command in Spss is useful for summarizing quantitative data. To use this, click on the Analyze tile, choose the Descriptive Statistics option, and then choose Descriptive. Move the descriptive of interest into variable box on the right hand side. As with frequency command, we can obtain descriptive statistics for several variables at once. In the panel below, we have chosen some of the quantitative variables in the Foundry dataset. Just like what you have here, we have like 4 variables that we have put into the dataset. Let us do that now. So here we go to Analyze, Descriptive Statistics, Descriptives. Then you can log in as many variables you want to get their descriptive statistics. Let us put height in centimeter, measure of LVV, measure of LVC, then we press OK. Now this is our descriptive table. Here you have age at the interview. It gives you, by default, it gives you minimum, maximum, mean, and standard deviation. That is what descriptives will give you. Exercise for you. Use the descriptive procedure to determine the current mean exposure to dust per day, the mean number of cigarettes smoked per day. For mean number of cigarettes per day, you may get a negative answer. Check the missing value codes and redo. Do the exercise and come back to the video. Cross tabulation. You are welcome back. To examine the relationship between two categorical variables, a two-way frequency table can be used. This is called a cross tabulation. Click on Analyze, then Descriptive Statistics, and then Cross Tabulation. The screen below appears. Suppose we wish to examine how smoking status related to exposure. We could examine this by a cross tabulation of the variable groups and smoke ever. Select the smoking status variable that is label smoke ever label. Have you ever smoked in the source list, then click by the row box to make this the row variable select group? Label exposure group in the source list and click by the column box to select the column variable. Finally, press OK. Let us do that. This is our cross tabulation window. This is the result that is expected of us to have. We go to Analyze, Descriptive Statistics. Here we have cross tabs. You have row, column. Now we want to put our exposure group in row. No, we want to put exposure group in column. Then we want to put smoke ever in row. Then we press OK. Now this table enables us to have this type of data to interact with our variable efficiently. Now we can know by the level of their exposure to dust and how often they have smoked. However, they have smoked. We have never smoke. We have 44 never smoke. We have ex-smoker to be 38. We have current smoker to be 54. And in this table, uh, you have 24 that never smoke, and they are also unexposed. While you have 20 that have been exposed to dust, but they never smoke. And you have 19 ex-smoker that are unexposed to dust. And you also have an ex-smoker that is exposed to dust. You see, this table helps us to interact more with our data. What are the other things you can do in cross tabulation? In cross tabulation, you can also relate with your data with another type of variable which we call layer. There's an option called layer. That is, you may need when you need to do a 3 variable comparison. To do this, we will follow the same method, which is you go to Descriptive Statistics, then you click on cross tabulation. Now you want to add another variable to the layer that will enable you to explain by gender. Now you want to add either male or female to our cross tabulation table. Let us do that now. Here we go to Analyze, Descriptive, then cross tab. Here we want to add gender. We want to add gender to the layer. Sex of the patients. Here we go. Press OK. Now that is how that goes. Here you have your cross tabulation table. Have you ever smoked? By exposure group, by sex of the patient. Now you can know by male or female. You can know the number of male patients that never smoke and that is exposed or not exposed. You have 6 male patients that is exposed to dust and never smoke. You see, you now you're having some inference. You can give inference on your data by gender. You see, you have male, you have 6 male that are exposed to dust. Now you are explaining by frequency. What if you want to explain by percentages? Like what you have here. You want to explain by percentages. What are the options to explain by percentages? What are the options to explain by percentages? What are the options to explain by percentages? Let us go and explain by percentages. We go back to our Analyze, Descriptive Statistics, cross tabulation. Then here you have cell. Here you click on cell. There's an option called cells here. Click on cells. Here you have percentages. What was there by default is count, the number of observed. You see, it count alone. And in this place, you can also do set test. You see compare column proportion. You can also do set test. But now we want to know the percentage by column. So we click column and continue and press OK. Now we have by percentage. We have 20% of male that never smoke but has been exposed to dust. You have 23.3 smoker that are males that been exposed to dust. Now you have more ground to give an inference to your data using percentage by running a cross tabulation. Now you are relating three data together: sense of the quotient, exposure group, and ever smoke. That's the end of today's session. See you in session 3.